Just like you, we hope we're in for something special here this afternoon in Pasadena. Abuka will wave for a fair catch, and so the Buckeyes will start from the 25-yard line. G. Scott was the tight end. He motioned out. Howard looking to throw. Wide open. Down the sideline. It's Scott, the tight end. A little wrinkle on the opening play and a huge gain into Ducks territory of 30 yards.
They move out of the backfield. It's Chip Kelly. It's just, okay, let's throw the perimeter game real quick. No problem. Nope. Instead, they delay it, go down the sideline. Nobody picks him up. Oregon completely fooled. Chip Kelly on the very first play. The book on him is get the ball out on the perimeter. Or Muhammad. These corners are going to be on islands. They're going to need to hold up against these receivers.
Taking to Judkins again. And there is Smith roaming free. Breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards.
If you like the video, support us by subscribing. The Ohio State Buckeyes continued the program's dominant run in the 2024 college football playoffs with another victory, this time against the Oregon Ducks in the Rose Bowl, 41-21. After a heartbreaking loss in Week 7 to Oregon on the road, head coach Dan Lanning and the Ducks saw a completely different Buckeyes squad on Wednesday. Ohio State's offense scored in 4 of the 7 drives during the first half, which resulted in the Buckeyes' 34-8 lead at half. Quarterback Will Howard kicked off the incredible performance with 2 passing touchdowns in the Buckeyes' first 3 offensive possessions, as he connected with both freshman Jeremiah Smith and senior Emeka Egbuka to give Ohio State an early 14-0 lead. He would finish the first half with 269 passing yards and 3 touchdowns after he found Smith yet again for a 43-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Howard finished the contest with 319 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, while Smith ended with 7 catches for 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. While offensive coordinator Chip Kelly focused on the passing attack early on, running back Prevail Henderson still managed to dominate on the ground. The senior running back had 2 carries in the first half, including a 66-yard touchdown. Henderson totaled 114 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns on 8 carries. Ohio State's high-flying offense in the first half became the second highest scoring half by Ohio State in a bowl game in school history, second behind only a 35-point first half in the 2020 Sugar Bowl versus Clemson according to Luke Potosky on X. But Ohio State's offense wasn't the only unit to shine in Wednesday's contest. The Buckeyes' defense also stepped up in the program's second go-around against Oregon, allowing 8 points in the first half. Defensive coordinator Jim Knowles' game plan proved to work against quarterback Dillon Gabriel and the Ducks' offense, as the veteran gunslinger was under pressure for most of the game. Gabriel ended the night with, while Ohio State's defense also tallied 8 total sacks. Senior defensive end Jack Sawyer took care of business in the trenches, as the veteran leader led the team in sacks with 2. He also added 2 tackles for losses and 3 pass deflections to his stat line. With a victory over Oregon, the Buckeyes are now set to take on the Texas Longhorns in the Cotton Bowl on January 10. This becomes the first time that Ohio State has reached the CFP semifinals since 2022 when the Buckeyes lost to the Georgia Bulldogs. Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes are set to kick off against the Oregon Ducks in just under 2 hours. It is viewed as the best college football playoff game of the weekend and will feature arguably the top 2 potential national championship contenders. Coming into this kind of game, health is a major deciding factor. Thankfully, Ohio State is in great shape. Outside of players like Josh Simmons and Seth McLaughlin, who have both suffered season-ending injuries, the Buck. If you like the video, support us by subscribing. Offensively, taking care of the football will be a major key for Ohio State. They cannot afford to have turnovers that allow the Ducks extra opportunities. Will Howard has struggled at times with key interceptions and those simply cannot happen in this game. Defensively, the Buckeyes will need to put pressure on Dillon Gabriel. In the first matchup between these 2 teams, the Oregon offense was able to limit Ohio State's defensive talent. Basically, the Buckeyes need to come in with a similar game plan that they had against Tennessee. However, they will need to execute that game plan. Ohio State has more than enough talent to win this game and move on. They have more than enough talent to win a national championship. Finding a way to make sure that their talent is seen on the field has been their problem at times this season. All of that being said, the stage has been set for the Buckeyes and Ducks. This is going to be must-watch football, and hopefully Ohio State will celebrating a huge Rose Bowl win later this evening. Everyone was expecting the Ohio State Buckeyes matchup against the Oregon Ducks today to be a hard-fought game that came down to the wire. Clearly, Ryan Day's team had a different idea. Right off the bat, Ohio State made it clear that they were in the Rose Bowl to win it. They jumped all over Oregon to begin the game and have not looked back since. The Buckeyes are currently in the middle of what looks like it should end up being a blowout win over the Ducks. In the second quarter, Ohio State saw star running back Prevail Henderson take off for a 66-yard touchdown. That run was their first play of the drive. Henderson's score put the Buckeyes up 31-0 in the first half with 8:47 left in the second quarter. It has become clear that Ohio State is playing their best football. Fans were wondering how the team would come out after dominating the Tennessee Volunteers in the first round of the college football playoff. Obviously, that blowout win over Tennessee has carried over into today's matchup. Thank you. Subscribe for daily updates.